Marvin, a good way to round off the season?
Yeah, brilliant way to end it off, to end it off with a win. And, some of the goals out there today are absolutely fantastic. And then, Roy puts a penalty away as well. So, no, I'm delighted for the players. They deserve that. Spoke about finishing the best of the rest today. We knew we couldn't make the playoffs, but could we finish in 5th place? And the players have done that and done it with a fantastic performance.
Good second half to the season's kind of been rewarded, although, as you say, they've missed out on the playoffs.
Yeah, and listen, when I came to the football club, it was always going to be tough to make the playoffs. I think we actually were 3 points behind Kelty, so it just shows the turnaround that these boys have made in the second half of the season to finish in 5th place, ahead of some clubs. For example, FC Edinburgh, who are a long, long way ahead of us at that point. So, yeah, it's kind of bittersweet, isn't it? Because you probably think with a couple of more weeks, could we have made it? But we haven't. We need to reset. And all I've asked of these players is to go out there and give absolutely everything. And it's easy in the last game to, kind of have your slippers on and be thinking about your summer holidays, etc. And the boys didn't do that. To a man, they were absolutely fantastic. And I say it a lot, but, I am proud of them.
You've been in since you came in. You've been in since January. Mm-hmm. How have you found your time here?
It's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. I'll be standing here in line. I said I haven't made any mistakes, but I'll reflect on those mistakes in the summer. I'm my own worst critic, and I want to be the best version of myself. But I'm a new manager. It's been 4 months, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I said that to the players in there as well. A couple of them were getting a little bit emotional, so I said thank you for the 4 months that we've spent together. I know now that some of you boys won't put the shirt on again for various different reasons, but I've really, really enjoyed working with you. And that means every single one of them, whether you played a couple of minutes underneath me, we played every game, whatever it's been. And some of it's been challenging. We've met head on with a couple. I've met head on with a couple of players, but, I have standards and have to adhere to it. And they now know that. So they're taking it on board, and listen, the results are down to them, because they're the boys that have to cross the white line and implement the game plans that we come up to. So, it's down to them how well we've done.
Has it been what you expected it to be?
Yeah, in terms of... Yeah, it has. I mean, it's one of those things, people always talk about experience in management. But for me, I kind of visualised, how I expected things to go, how I expected things to be. And don't get me wrong, a couple of things have cropped up, but you have to deal with them. I'm in this job for a reason. I've wanted to have this job for maybe, the last 12 years. I've been thinking about it. So, I just have to deal with those things that come up. But yeah, it's how I expected it to be. The thing that I've probably struggled with is sleeping on a Saturday, win, lose or draw, could we have won by more goals, could we have won the game we've drawn, or, how have we lost that game? So I'll be looking forward, to a good night's sleep for maybe the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then obviously back to pre-season.
It is a close season, but not for yourself.
No, things never stop for a manager, and, we're trying to get boys signed up, hopefully have 2 players to announce very, very shortly, and then there'll be a few more to follow that. And hopefully a couple of incomings to announce as well next week. So, listen, when the January window closed, I came up with the profiles that I wanted for us for next season, with the coaching staff, and now it's about going and implementing that plan. We talk about game plans, but now it's a transfer plan we have to implement, and we're starting to tick those off slowly but surely, and hopefully we get all the players that we want in by the time we go back for pre-season.
Pre-season, when are you usually back?
There's two start dates. The players will be given a couple of weeks downtime. They'll then be given an off-season programme. The first start date, everyone will come back in for fitness testing. We're in this Tuesday actually to get the fitness testing scores. They'll come back in. Their skin folds will be done as well on that first start date for pre-season. If they haven't adhered to the programme that they've been set, then they'll start pre-season, and they'll start that with me. There'll be no science behind it. It'll be a Marvin Bartley pre-season, and it'll be extremely hard work. So I said to the boys, I suggest you just do what you need to do in the summer to keep yourselves fit. For when you come in on that first date, you are fit. So if they are fit, they then get given another week off, and then I see them, and that's when the hard work starts. If they fail the fitness test for any reason, then as I said, they'll be in with me, and it'll be a long 7 days and 9 to 5.
Is that looking roughly middle of June? Or?
Yeah, towards the start of June, 12th of June. 12th of June, there will be that first date that we'll go and we'll deal with that. As I said, hopefully I then don't see boys for another 7 days, but it's down to them. The carrot's there for them to have an extra 7 days off, but if they don't, as I say, I always say adhering to standards. If they don't do that, then we kind of be welcome to hell.
And you talked there as well about the players. Some are just contracts nearly done, and some will be moving on and all the rest of it. Hopefully have an idea of who will be moving, who will be staying in the next few days.
Yeah, I have an idea of that. I've probably got an idea in the back of my head in terms of the ones who we might offer contracts to, and then they might not accept, and they might choose to move on. In terms of the boys who will be moving on through our choice, I know that now. and that will be relayed to the players on Tuesday. So yeah, listen, if boys reject contracts because they want to wait for something else, or they want to move on, and that's football. There's no hard feelings, and I have people in all positions that I can bring to the football club should that happen. So we won't be surprised by anything. We won't be left caught short. We're prepared for this. This is our jobs, and we'll be ready.
Try and enjoy a few days off before it starts
Really?
again.
Yeah, I might enjoy tonight and tomorrow, Sandra. But then come Monday, it's just back to work. I looked at my phone now, and a couple of agents have sent a couple of more players. So they must have saw our result today or watched the game and been impressed by it. So listen, there's so many players that want to play for this football club, and it's about me finding the right ones.